Alright, cool. What's going on, guys? For those that aren't aware, I haven't been uploading as much on YouTube. My apologies. I've been super busy as an individual, regardless if I'm coaching these individuals right now. We just had some roster updates come in, and I'm actually very excited to actually do this demo because I think a lot of it, even though this was like our first or second game, really shows like the experience difference between teams that kind of practice a lot, have more dedication, and they have like an idea around how they want to play the game. This is going to be not an NSTLGA match. This is gonna be a nostalgia match, and although we did lose this match, it's actually going to be a really good demo to peek out the like stuff from their end, and then pick out the stuff from our end on what we need to like actually like focus on. Without further ado, let's get this started. Now, I think the one thing that we did bad here is we didn't take any practice space. Okay. Alright. So, the one thing that I kind of want to just like... I mean, it's weird. Because, like, I think a lot of us died. Yeah, this guy was aware of the work. So, he was, like, just straight up hindsight. He was aware of the work. So, I kind of want us... As much as I hate to say it, like, the whole objective around this is to take Donut. I think we dead-ass need to pinch these guys. Before these guys connect. Because the whole idea around this strat is to take Donut space with an egg plant. So... Because, like, we don't have a lot of space, right? Like, the whole idea... I've talked about this before in a YouTube video where, like... If you're smoking CT, you're taking Donut with like 4 or 5 people, and we didn't do this in this pistol round. We actually smoked both, but ideally, right, we could have actually still done like a proactive space take. We could have. I think we actually could have in this instance, and we just didn't trust our gun. Like, even if he dies, like, there's still a weak spot somewhere. So it's like, we should probably, like, search for it. I mean, the protocol kind of relies on, like, taking one of these spaces regardless, right? So it's like, you gotta figure that out. And honestly, that's just the trial and error thing that you have to do on Ancient. Is like, what space do you want to take first? And whether you win or lose the round by doing it, it gives you more of an effective result than kind of what happened here. Overall, it was a good plan. Like, I'm not like complaining about that. It was just the space that was, you know, we didn't utilize any space taken at all with 4 bodies on the map. So we run it back. I actually want to see the layout of how we're doing this. So, honestly, this is a part of me that I wish I did better. Their CT side was very weak on the retake. They actually had a lot of more donut presence more than anything. Like, this was their retake. They had 2 here, and they had 3 here every time. Flem's positioning is kind of off here. He needs to get out. Yeah, so Flem needs to kind of, like, go back here. I think he just got a little nervous in the moment. To where, like, okay, like, they could bleed out, I guess, but it wasn't happening. Yeah, like, see, like, he could have just, like, backed up. Or he could have walked back, if anything. Because, like, honestly, there's still a smoke here. There's, you know, one guy kind of just doing this, jiggling the angles. He's not, like, full committing. Yeah, they took forever to commit here. Like, he cleared this angle, and then, like, backpedal here to step. and like they're kind of like waiting for smokes to kind of go down here. So I don't know. I think Flem's positioning just kind of like resolves this round a bit better win condition for our side of things, because he is 1 HP, and honestly, like, he could have went big box, he could have went maybe Brokey. I know Brokey's kind of like, it is a pretty 50-50 angle on a post plant, but, you know, it could work sometimes, and at the end of the day, like, you're better off going here instead of just being in the middle of the open getting spammed accidental. So I just think that's just one thing I wanted to, like, point out there. We do win this round, regardless. So, overall, good round. Good. Good proper scaling here. Good stall flash. That was a really good stall flash. Regardless if they play anti around that flash, that was a really good stall flash. He got full blind, aim low. He heard the click too. He does heard the click and even react. So that's just saying something. Good round. We're taking a lot of initial practice space. This is like really good out of us. Okay. Oh, I remember this round. Okay. So, this is a round where, these two had a disconnecting factor. So, when I meant, like, experienced players, like, players that actually, like, have put time into, like, practicing a map or their structure of how they want to play the map, it also comes down with communication, right? So this was a round I remember from the communication. You guys won't hear it, but there wasn't a lot of vocalization around this at all. Phil was kind of the majority of this round here in this 2v2 scenario. Phil was straight up just saying what needed to be done, and they were kind of like hesitant around that moment. So this, the reason why this is so important is because this comes around with confidence as an individual of playing the game in a 5v5 setting, right? So, me and Phil have the same mindset. Me and Phil have the same mindset. I think communication is a lot more better than having reliant firepower. But firepower, like, having firepower is also, like, a very efficient tool. Because you can work with that, like, that player more. And, you know, you can utilize them as, like, a weapon or, you know, work with him more than just straight up having somebody that shoots kneecaps 24/7, right? So this comes down to just straight up communication and just trusting our guts to actually do the job properly in the moment here. Because honestly, I think like we froze here in the moment for so long to where they actually had the right idea of repositioning their like where they wanted to go. And yes, like freezing in this moment can work, but you know, we kind of took too long in this moment to have them reposition, because that's the thing about freezing, right? When you freeze in the moment, and regardless if you do a rehit or like NB, they just got a lot of mid info, like from the look of things here. Where like we need to have a little bit of a reaction around this, like quick, because if they're in a set position to do this or this, which happens, or this, then we don't really have any information. And yes, we know they're kind of doubled up, but like where? So he volleyed, so noise, right? So now there's noise. Now they're gonna, okay, now they're gonna react on the fly. They're getting proactive with this. This is really good out of them because they heard noise. When they hear noise on this bomb site, it's like, okay, yes, they're re-hitting A because they hear a big box volley. Like now we need to get out. Like now we need to get out. Like just proactively get the bomb down and double up, hold his fucking plant. Like we don't need to throw so much util. There's no point. Like, you know, we don't see them here. Like, get the bomb down and then just play the post. I don't care if it's a double aim A. I don't care how you guys even play. If you guys want to double sight or do this, like, There just needs to be something like initially. It can't be just something stupid delayed because what happens is this. As you can see, they did a really good job with this. Delay, and they had a good idea. Now, element surprise, lost. Oh, honestly, I would just say Molly here at least, and then burn a smoke, and then just hold the plant, and then maybe take donut, because there's just a lot going on here, right? Like this is kind of like why freezing in the moment can fuck you guys up if you do a lot of util stuff. So like Molly here, smoke here, and then there's a smoke here. Like you guys could have just removed this smoke spawn, Molly here, and then just plant. I don't know, like around this A or something super crazy. Try to hold the plant, and then you guys can double donut if you need to, or just play double big box. Like I don't care how you guys play it. There's just a lot that should have not happened. So we change up the pace. I do like this. This is a really good pace change out of Phil. I think he called this on the fly. He said straight up just rush B with... I don't know, what smoke was it? No, I just smoked volume. And regardless, this is a good strat. Like, I'm not even complaining. This is a really good change of pace, because, like, right, like, we took it too slow, maybe, like, 2 rounds in. There's 5 rounds, so 3-2 half, right? Like, we're kind of in this, like, pinnacle situation where, like, okay, right, like, our slow pace rounds are kind of, like, not having a win factor, or they're kind of raiding into the scenario where, like, we've played a lot of slow pace rounds. We need to change up the pace. So, one thing here is, like, right now we have 1 body long. Let's send 2 or 3 here. Why? Because we don't need 3 people here at all. Have somebody here. Like, and vocalize it. Like, right? Like, this is coming with communication. Vocalize it. Send 2 or 3 bodies here because we have this space. There's no point in having 3 people on the default bomb site and then, like, this could fuck us. You know, obviously we got a spam kill, right? But that could have not happened. And the only reason why I'm saying that too is because like Phil did a phenomenal job doing it, right? So like, let's watch Phil. Right, he's here. Like these guys need to connect with Phil, with this. But honestly, yes, Kobe got this kill. But like I'm saying, like we need more bodies here. Like fast initially, like snap on the fly, like get the space, work with Phil, because then Phil can start reading. Okay, right, like we got practice space. I can trust this guy more. I can trust this guy more. I can trust this guy more. And yes, obviously it takes time because it's our first match. I don't want us to be nervous, right? Like if we're nervous, we're having them dictate the game. That's all it comes down to. If we're down 0-6, I'm be honest with you guys, like, I used to fucking tilt in this moment. I've lost so much playing games competitively, where, like, I've seen this a lot, you know? It's like, this doesn't hurt me, because of how much experience I've actually encountered in these, like, you know, like these lead actions. And what that's telling me is like, okay, I as an individual of who I'm playing with, I need to work on this side of the map. I know it's kind of like a little off topic thing. It's just, this comes down with just having a bit more confidence of like taking initial control and trusting your gut regardless if you're nervous or not. And that's just, you know, that's just something you gotta, you just gotta, like, fucking do. Take confidence regardless. If you die, you die. Like, you know, he did the right thing. I think one thing that this team didn't do, and I'm actually gonna like pause for a second because I don't think they ever did it, is they never did this besides like 1 round. They never flanked, which I'm actually like surprised. Because this was a very open like area majority of the time when somebody was here. That's just something I'm very like surprised about from this. I guess because like the mentality of like retake A. Okay, I mean, good round. I think Phil, this was a round where Phil actually kind of like all about it. I think he said this too, where he kind of like fell off the wheel. He honestly, he just needed to take initiative here, and honestly, like at the end of the day, like it's gonna happen, right? Everyone's not perfect. I think the best play is just to take action here, because you are in red room. But yeah, like I think like I'm not even saying this in a bad way out of him. He did say he fell off the wheel here because he should have done something and took initiative here. We died, so we need to get like a find here because if it doesn't happen, then we can't have an equalization of a 4v4 innocent advantage. Yeah, so they just pinched. They just pinched second phase. So this was a really good thing out of them where, right, like they don't hear anything here. They heard maybe 3 bodies on V. So Molly, right click of a knife. I forgot about that. He did this accidentally. Blame Phlegm. Everybody laugh at him. But Molly won. Molly 2. So they know 2 here at least. I'm gonna say this too in context. There's some accountability parts in this match that I could have done a lot more. The reason why I haven't really done a lot of timeouts is because I wanted to kind of see where Phil's mind was on how he utilizes timeouts and calling. And now I have like a bigger picture of kind of like how we wanted to do something. And we've talked after the match. You know, that's something I'm very accountable of is like, yes, I could have done something more for them and have more of a solution around this. And they haven't used like 1 or 2 timeouts yet, so it's like they're in the win factor of like the timeout setting. They know they have confidence. They don't really need the coach to do a lot of things. That's something I really wanted to say good job from their end because we burned 2 timeouts and we burned 1 in the without even starting the first round. There wasn't a lot of leeway for me because Phil was utilizing timeouts more than me. So we paused because they spoke B door. This was a good like innovation. Around the round. Yes, they didn't take this control. They're not taking it initially. They didn't have any bodies down here with it at all. And Phil actually like vocalized this too. So when this happens, right? When this happens, this is a placebo effect of like them reacting around how we are reacting. It sounds weird of how I'm saying it, but that's kind of the truth, right? So when they condition B door smoke and they don't have any bodies here, they're feeling out of like what we're trying to plan to do in a more innovative setting because we called a timeout. That's another thing I will say. Really good job from their end. Yes, they didn't take any initial control because there's no need to. Like they're doing really good on like this 3B setup and having 1 donut here, 1 red. Like there wasn't really like any productive conditioning at all. To capitalize this. So, yes, that's a really good job on their end. And yes, we did a really good job on our end to read the scenario on the fly. So they burned a nade. Phil's saying that they're not playing this. What a shot. I think one thing here, just a small detail thing, in my opinion, is when you're boosting Trata in this instance, you guys need to be more, like, up here before he shows himself, because there's no noise. And honestly, like, of this happening, if there is a B-op here, this is exactly what he's holding. Yeah, I just personally think that, like, not showing the op first is the play. Only because that, like, if there is an op here on this line, like, this is kind of like his initial, like, hold. We haven't boosted Trata once at all. And this would have caught the element of surprise on this guy, because, number 1, if we make presence here first, there's 2 options. Number 1, he's going to be patient here, or number 2, he's going to react to this. And it's going to kind of dictate around how this opper is utilizing his playstyle around here. So, Trata dies. He had a nice shot. Regardless, he had a nice shot. How did he get 2? So, Trata dies. Okay, we pause. Pause in the middle of the open. I think it was... Oh, wait, this is the round 8-1-9 man. And, yes, shout out to Flem for actually calling this out, because he dead-ass said this on the VOD. I'm gonna bring up the clip.
Throw when you can. Just throw when you can. I'm flashing.
Hopping him in.
Okay, go. Rifle in. Rifle still in. Rifle still in. I'm all in off right side.
Back.
He's just full.
In Nyko's notes, that was something that they do a lot.
So this was the round that they were gonna do this, and yes, I'm so glad he actually like read my fucking notes for this shit, cause like, yes, you guys are not gonna see those notes, cause you know I'm doing it for them, not your guys' sake, but shout out to Flem for actually pointing this out. Back to what I was saying. So one of these rounds, they decide to do this kind of play, to where they molly this, they insert the op here, and then they have a support rifle here. And this was a really good round for them to actually utilize it, because number one, we're on eco, and number two, it's a different change of pace of like where the op shown, and they did a really good job. Like I said, they did a really good job with like not showing the op and the same spot over and over and over again. He was just changing it up on the fly. It was being a problem for these guys. With a smoke. Yeah, that's a hard read. I just think the one thing here is like trying to speed up his rotation, because I think this is the round he actually called it out, where he was elbowed for no reason at all. He needs to group up here initially, and then he needs to speed up the process. So that's just one thing I would say from this round. I think this is the round where he kind of like stalled out. Yeah. I think we wound up here. We do. I think we prioritize a flash in this moment as 5v3 if possible, to see if like the op is like even here, because like there's not really information. We only saw one M4 kill here, or two M4 kills here, and that's like the only information that was provided. So, honestly, really good out of them. Really good out of them, just like not showing the op initially. Like there was just a lot of trap play instances of this entire half where they just didn't really want to show the op of like where he was, and it did call us off guard in reality. So overall, besides that, this is a good half. You know, like I said, this is like our second match. We have an 8-4 setting. This is not like a fucking 12-0 like scenario, right? We got a lot of rounds out of this, and this guy was having a really good game. We're actually prioritizing the op in a lot of different ways, and this is exactly what the showing is going to show. Anyways, pistol. I think we do 2 dualies here. Does anyone remember? I don't think anyone's in the chat. They do a red room. They do a different strat. Okay. Right here. Patience is a very important thing. So, we crunched the red, right? We got 2 kills here. The strong side is going here, right? You're the weak side. Kobe, like, you need to, like, hold for a second. Like, wait for them to get here. There's literally no point for you to react on the fly and rush this process. Like you're the weak side. You're not with somebody, right? So, like, your second reaction, have these guys focus on them. And yes, they're gonna take proactive space here, regardless, because that's what's gonna fucking happen. At the end of the day, like, this is a 3v3 setting, right? They have the bodies to actually like move and get somewhere together as a team to make sure we're trading into like a more spatial post plant. Which really good from them. Really good from them. Regardless of like how sloppy it could have gone, this is really good out of them. But the one thing Kobe that I think should have done here is like pause, like here, hold this line, or he could have went with them. That's the only other option. Where like they could have 3 CT, and then just put a 3v3 retake on CT. Like, there's no need for this at all. That's another option. And honestly, I think it's a way more beneficial option if anything. It's like 3 CT instead of like a 2-1 setup with this retake. Because, you know, they're fucking taking space. When this half is applied here, it's showing that they have a lot of momentum here, regardless if it's like a very like neutral setting of a half. It's like they have a lot of momentum because they're up. I'm not gonna lie, I don't like our setup here at all. I don't remember what the call was to have this setup at all, but I don't like it at all because of how we're kind of like Petrie's on an island, right? He's playing Brokey. It's like he's kind of like doing this, right? And Kobe could have smoked him out in this instance too, because like we're having a strong A setup. I think honestly, like if anything, we just have one default, and like I don't know, like, we need somebody here, we need somebody here, and then we need somebody like here, and have like a crossfire like this. If anything, if we're doing this setup, because it's just weird. Like we have 2 default and then 1 Brokey. Then again, I don't remember the comm here. I just personally don't like this at all. So they did a good pause here. Because yes, they have no vision. They just got so much information with this. Right, we have no elbow smoke. They could just freely walk up, freely run up, and honestly, they got a lot of vision with this. They took their time. So they know nobody's here, which means 2 things. They smoked red, so now they have no vision here. Now they're just gonna walk up. They're gonna have patience. This is really good out of them because we have no information here. Look, we have no information here. There's just a big red question mark here. So, props to them actually like innovating around that and actually taking the time to actually like get up there. Now they freeze for a moment. They wait for a reaction. They're like, this is exactly what should have been happening. They got a lot of free space immediately, and this is exactly what should be happening. So. Honestly, if anything, Phil needs to double up with somebody here and then just record this with somebody. Following up with Phil, and then Kobe's saying, like, okay, like, I'm not with you yet, I'm not with you yet. Now I'm with you. Now we walk down here, and then we pinch this, because he's here. Right? He's looking for something. And this is good out of Phil. Like, I'm not even saying this is a bad play. I just think we need somebody with him. It could even be with Trata. And then we just play retake A. We're relying on a retake A. And B is more of like a proactive site. It's like Mirage. Where like B is like A site on Mirage. And then A is kind of like B. Anyways, yeah, so Phil just needs to have somebody here. Kobe needs to go with him. Just straight up. There's no reason for this. Just a little sporadic rotate and like disconnecting factor. So timeout. I talked. Like I said, this is accountability for me. I talked for no reason. Okay. What happened here? Okay, honestly, you guys had the right idea. I just think it's just, you know. You guys had the right idea here. Flem... I don't know if Flem needed to do that. Ooh, yeah. I just think this is way too much in this game. Honestly, if Flem didn't even show himself, I think he gets 2 here. Because they're waiting for this reaction. This is like kind of like, this is how their tendencies were. They were actually waiting for a reaction before they actually like move. And this is exactly like how he died. And I think it happened a lot with how they were actually like playing this side a lot of their time. Like when they were in here that one round where they like actually hold this. and then Phil walked down here that one round. Like, that's kind of like a read of, like, okay, like, they're very reactionary around, like, being patient, holding this space, and then playing for a reaction. So, that's just something that you guys need to, like, be on par of, and honestly, that's part of my accountability as well, of, like, okay, like, they're reacting around what you need to do. You guys could just set up a trap play and have more patience around it. So, yeah. Then again, I'm glad that I'm actually, like, talking about it now, but then again, I also could have said it in the moment. 2B5. And that's kind of it. So, not much to say. I just think a lot of it just comes down with experience and getting used to how connected we need to be as individuals at the end of the day. Yes, we have a four core of the same individuals, but we have a more implemented structure being in the process, and it just comes down with time. So, without further ado, that's going to be it for the video. If you guys enjoyed this, make sure you leave a like. I think you guys should get a lot out of this in regards of just being patient in the moment is a extremely important tool, and making sure that we have the efficient communication to have the condition.